Hey guys, my name is Katrina Belmont and I am a mental health therapist. A little bit about background. I have been in this field for around 10 years. I love what I do. I've done a little bit of everything, worked with a bunch of different kinds of people. And I got my undergrad at Appalachian State University, and I got my grad degree, my master's degree at Lenore Ryan here in Hickory. So I'm very excited to have those degrees and really appreciate the education I got at those schools. For being a mental health therapist, you do need a master's degree. It's part of what is necessary to be able to be a therapist, but you can do things in this field that don't require a master's degree. You just wouldn't be able to do the one-on-one therapy like I do. So the other avenues would be, you could work at the Department of Social Services or Child Protective Services, different degrees and different avenues are available. It just depends exactly on what you want to do. So I think there's a lot of fun things you can do if you're wanting to work with helping people. Sometimes there's even school counselors. You could be a school counselor. It just depends on what you want to do. So I really love what I do. I work with all kinds of ages, from my youngest is about 14 and up. So I've got quite an array of different kinds of clients that I work with. So what made me want to pursue this career? So I started having some anxiety when I was about 12 years old, and it really made me think, wait a minute. I need somebody to help me through this. And I realized through my own experience that I also wanted to help people, whether that was with anxiety or maybe depression, which is kind of feeling sad a lot. And all the different things that you can't really see that has to do with our mental wellness. Those are the things that I decided I really wanted to help people on. A broken arm, you can see a broken arm, you know what that looks like. But a lot of times with the mental stuff, you don't see it. It doesn't present itself as clearly. And so I really became very interested in those things and really wanting to help people understand what they are going through and help them have the tools to be able to succeed, even if they do have some issues and problems that prevent them from living a life that they want to live. The least rewarding part of my job is definitely the paperwork that comes with it. And there is some sad stories that I have to hear and listen to, but I make sure and kind of leave it at the job and not bring it home with me, if that makes sense. It's really important for me to keep work at work and home at home, and try not to think too much about some of those sad stories when I get home. But really, I just hate the paperwork that comes with it, all the notes I have to take and everything that goes into it on that end. But it's a necessary part of the job. Hurdles to overcome. So the hurdles that I had to overcome were just getting the degree. It was it's hard work, but I think it's worth it if that's really what you want to do. And then kind of what I was saying a minute ago, hurdles of kind of some of those sad stories, not losing sleep over them and making sure you're just doing your best to try to help people. I think some of the hurdles comes with you're not going to be able to help everybody, and that's okay. Some people aren't ready to be helped. Some people you aren't a good fit to help. And so it's important that you kind of recognize that as well. So my job duties. So I work one-on-one. So a client comes into my office and we talk about what's going on in their lives, the problems they have, the goals they want to work towards, and really work with them in that regard of trying to help them be the best version of themselves is usually what I like to say. Because a lot of times we don't take time to really work on ourselves, especially when we get older. And so it's really important to try to be that best version. And so I do that. I also try to advocate for people. So I might help them with other resources, or I might talk to people in the community and say, hey, we need more resources around this or that, depending on what it is. So I really try to advocate. I would say that's one of my big roles. And then, just trying to be a voice for those that don't feel that they can speak up about what they have going on in their lives. I think that's another really important thing that I have going on. And I would say a job duty for me, most definitely. And I hadn't talked about it so far, but I also work for the state. So with the state, I work with people with mental health or substance use. So if they maybe have an addiction problem with drugs or alcohol, I help them as well. And so in that, I really work with people in the hospitals, with staff, and I work with people in the outpatient facilities, different kinds of programs for people to help get on a better track in life. So I kind of collaborate and work with all of them. And that's kind of fun, and it really gets me in the community and really trying to help those people that may not have the resources or the money to help themselves. Important skills. I think listening is so important. So very important. Being able to not just listen, but really be engaged with what people are saying. Because I think sometimes we listen to respond. We hear what they say and then we hurry up and say something else. And sometimes it's just important for people to listen and feel that they're being heard. So I think that's really important. Having, care about others and really wanting to help others, I think is a really important skill as well. So I think those things are pretty crucial. Being able to communicate is obviously pretty crucial. I've got to be able to talk to these clients and understand where they're coming from, and a desire to learn, because in my field, things are constantly changing. And so it's important to pay attention to those things, to learn new things and be open for learning new things. So I think those things are also really important. But yeah, as far as any other closing advice I think it's just important to figure out, when you're trying to figure out what that career may be for you or what you want to do when you grow up, is really thinking about what makes me smile, what makes me happy, what do I enjoy doing? And that may change 20 times, or you may already have kind of an idea, and both of those are okay. So I think it's really important to pay attention to what it is that makes you tick, for lack of a better term, and go with that. Follow those dreams. People may not understand it, but if it's what works for you, then I say go for it. Have a good one.